Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's live stream. You may have noticed I'm not over there. That's because I am changing up the studio a little bit, and for the first time, I'm going to have someone that helps me produce the show. So that's going to be a new thing that I'm excited about. Doing that in preparation for the webinar that is starting tonight, which you can still register for. Awaken yourself to your capability. I've been preparing for it. I'm really excited to bring this to you. That will be hosted right here later today at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time is when we'll be doing that. And it's going to go for 3 days, and replays will be made available. You can register for that by going to awakenyourcapability.com. Let's actually awakenyourcapability.com. There we go. Awakenyourcapability.com. You know what? I just realized I didn't start up the TikTok live stream. Do I even want to jump through that sort of hassle? I don't know if I do or not. But let's take a look at the comments here from YouTube. Good morning, Misty. Whoa, that's what's going on there. What's going on there? Let's fix that. Wow, that was way too big. This corner right here is not very decorated right now, so it's a little sparse, a little different than over here. We'll probably get this set up because I wanted to have this set up so that way if the producer needs to talk, they can do so. Good morning, Sean. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Rhea, Julie. Tina, good morning, and excited about tonight's webinar. Yes, I am as well, as I was just saying. I don't know your name, but a Crystal Garden LLC, the Badge Patch. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good to see you all. Sarah, yes, so the topic for today is going to be why many people struggle with tracking. All right. There's not a one single answer for just about anything when it comes to weight loss. Like everything is a lot of times going to be multiple answers, multiple things you have to consider. So this will be a good one. So I got them written down right here, the ones I'm going to go over. But these are ones that I think are pretty common, and I know that I deal with. Hey, what do you mean, why these gotta be so early? It's 9 o'clock where I live. Ain't that early, but maybe where you are, it might be early. Oh, and Rhea said, don't forget to like the video. Yes, I would indeed like to invite you to do that. And if you want to get notified when I go live, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and that'll notify you when I go live here. Ruth from England. We got someone all the way from across the pond, just from across the pond. And here's a comment from me. So as I said, awakenyourcapability.com will be the best way to register for the week. Jacob, happy webinar week. Happy webinar week indeed. Let's see here. Praise report. Yesterday I was at the Fall Festival and I ate the most delicious kettle corn. I ate it guilt-free because I accounted for the calories. That's how you do it. You just plan for it. You can have whatever you want. Look, I've been having ice cream. I'm in a calorie deficit, and I've lost a little weight, and I've been having ice cream. What? You can't have ice cream and lose weight, or can you? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Jacob, I started my 2-week calibration today. Excellent, excellent. Glad to hear you're starting that. Karen, good morning. Excited for tonight. 42 pounds down and 30 to go. We were past the halfway point. That is excellent. Great job. Great work with that. All right, so as per usual, you can ask whatever questions you might have. If you need any help with anything, if you're struggling, or if you're just not sure about something, happy to answer it here on the live stream. And it is, again, just a reminder, because people are still joining, although it doesn't look like it's gone up too much. The webinar is tonight. Now, you know what? I'm sorry, everybody. I do want to have TikTok on here. I already miss TikTok. I don't even know where I set my phone. Oh, here it is. Found my phone right here. I just need a tripod real quick to hold my phone, although that might be a problematic factor. I don't know where a tripod is. We're not going to do a lot. I guess we're not going to do TikTok today. First time here. We got a person. Very excited about tonight as well. Well, I'm glad that you're here for the live stream, and tonight's going to be great. Tonight's going to be great. I've got an assignment. I like to give assignments at these things for you to go off and do, and I'm excited for this one because the one I'm doing at this webinar, I've never done before. I mean, I've done it in like small scale, like with one-on-one people and stuff. I've done it with myself, but I've never never given the assignments out as a large scale, so I'm remembering about that. Harsh reminder that this weekend I may not have been as accurate with my calorie counting as I could have. But I had 6 pounds in a weekend. No, you did not. You cannot gain 6 pounds of body fat in a few days. And that's something to remember, everybody. It's like, you can only gain so much weight in a short period of time. I mean, it can be a noticeable amount and nothing stopping you from doing it day after day after day. But you also can only lose so much at a time, too. And again, nothing's stopping you from doing it day after day after day, except you, of course. But inflammation, gosh, I mean, you can really fluctuate in body weight by several pounds. That's very easy. That's very doable to do something like that. Very easy. Oh, this is Kelly. Oh, well, hello, Kelly. Hello. Hey, Bree. Good morning. I believe you crossed a big milestone this last week. Is it this last week I saw it in the Facebook group, in the guild group? I believe you did, if my memory serves. Catherine, good morning. And Karen, you've told the TikTokers enough to come over to YouTube. I have been telling the TikTokers to come over to YouTube. We got to do that because I haven't heard any talk about TikTok being banned in a while, but it's like it keeps popping up. And so I'm never sure what's going to happen with the ban for that one. You know what? We'll just jump right into it because we don't seem to have very many questions. But the topic that I had prepared for today was, why do some struggle to count calories? Why do some struggle to count calories? Now, I think it's important to, on the onset as we're talking about this, I am presently tracking calories. I'm currently tracking them. So I've been maintaining my weight now for years. Let's see, do I have any before and after photos here? No, I don't have any ready to go. But yeah, for years, I've been maintaining my weight. And the maintenance has not been by accident. I didn't lose weight and then stop doing the things I was doing, but I also didn't keep doing the things I was doing. I changed up how I was managing my weight. And I think, let's talk about that term for a second. Managing weight. I'd never really thought of it as that's what I was failing to do. What I've been failing my whole life was not at weight loss. What I've been failing to do was manage my weight, because I didn't prevent it from going up either. Now, I understand that there's a lot outside of our control that contributes to our weight gain. And we're going to talk about that in tonight's seminar. As you can see, one of these sections, Module 1, Fault versus Responsibility. We are going to talk about that in tonight's session. But sure, yeah, there are many things that are not outside of your control that contributed to your weight gain. But a lot of us threw the baby out with the bathwater. We were perfectly capable of slowing down the rate of weight gain, or at least preventing it, but we didn't. And it could be for many reasons. One reason could be because it just didn't know any better. Another reason could be is I had wrong beliefs. I believed in inaccurate information, and because I made decisions with that inaccurate information, it resulted in me gaining weight. I was talking with my brother this weekend, and who's always been in shape, and I said, man, I was constantly dieting and worrying about things. And he's like, really? I was like, yeah. And he just starts laughing, and I'd look at him, I was like, what did you think? Because we've never really talked about it. Like the difference between I've never asked my brother what he thought, looking at me as the fat sibling. And he's like, he just laughs. He's like, I just thought you didn't care. That's what he's like. He's like, I just didn't think you cared. And I was like, oh man, I cared so much. I cared so much about my weight, except for when I didn't. And so it was a bit true, but it wasn't true all the time. And, but, even though I cared, I was making wrong decisions. Like, as an example, I believed that I needed to eat healthy to lose weight. And because I don't like to eat healthy, that's why I'm gaining weight. I'm getting fat because I don't eat healthy. And I was a picky eater. And it's like, that was just objectively false. That was just not true at all. I could have easily maintained my weight with just steak and potatoes which I loved. I could have gone the super simple route, but I didn't. Because I was always told by every adult in my life that you have to eat healthy. If you don't eat healthy, you're going to not be healthy and you're going to get big. And if you want to be in shape, you got to eat healthy because eating healthy is the best. You got to eat healthy. Oh, come on. If you don't eat healthy, you're going to get big. And so because I was picky, I was like, well, I guess I'm not eating healthy. I guess that's why I'm getting big. Well, I never stopped and thought maybe it's because I eat whenever I want. Maybe it's I eat however much I want. I never thought about that because I just thought it had to do with healthiness, right? So I had to really, over time, for me to get to a place to lose weight, had to start looking at food differently. Now, so one of the things I do on this end is I do pay attention to the healthiness of food now, but I pay attention to the healthiness of food so that I become healthy and stay healthy. I don't pay attention to the healthy of the food to manage my weight. Because weight management has nothing to do with healthiness. Weight management has everything to do with the energy in and the energy out. That's it. Sure, there is a correlation that foods that are often, not always, but often more nutritionally valuable, they're lower calorie. That's not always true. Let's take the humble avocado. I love avocados. Avocados are great. Ain't a particularly great weight loss food. You know why? It's crazy calorie dense. Sure, it's a very healthy food. It's very nutritionally valuable. When I say healthy, I mean it is nutritionally valuable. It provides value to your body. You are better for having consumed it from a health standpoint. But from a weight management standpoint, no, you might not be better off for having the guac. The guac might actually be doing you a disservice because it's a fat source and it's incredibly energy dense for what it is. It's not as energy dense as like chocolate. But this is an example where saying, oh, I ate healthy, I had the avocado. It's like, no, that made you healthy. That didn't help you lose weight. So in this end, I look at it as multiple initiatives. But I am tracking my calories now. And a part of my maintenance strategy is I track my calories every 4-ish months, 3 or 4 months. Every 3 or 4 months, I track my calories. And I sometimes only track for just 2 weeks. Sometimes I don't track very long. Sometimes I track for like a month, 2 months. Right now, I'm entering my I'm wrapping up week 2, and I'm going to be going into it, and I'm striving for to hit. And so the topic of today that I wanted to talk about, why does some struggle to count calories? This is very relevant for me right now because I'm currently tracking. I feel the same struggles. The ones that I felt in the past, I have to overcome them too. I think many times people think I don't struggle or people that are winning at weight loss don't struggle. It's like, no, we still struggle. It's just I respond to the struggle differently. I had to start changing my responses to the struggles. Instead, in the past, I was trying to just prevent the struggles from just showing up altogether, which of course just left me very dissatisfied and didn't really work. Let's go to the comment section for a little bit here, just before I keep going on. Let's see. Allison, I'm sick right now with COVID. How should I change what I eat or how I eat while I'm sick? Well, most people I find when they're sick, especially something like COVID, they're just not eating very much. So usually they lose weight. But the biggest thing I would say is you just need to make sure that you're not using the sickness as an excuse to go, to just go to town, right? Sometimes people do, they're like, oh, I'm sick, so I need to have all the ice cream. It's like, no, you don't. Oh, I'm sick. I should just have all the foods. I should eat all the, I need to be comforted by my food. It's like, no. Just listen to your hunger is what I tell you. When you're sick, just listen to your hunger. You need food to keep your body energized and keep it going because your immune system's going to town and your body's working. Like work is happening. So you need to fuel. But when you're sick, usually I would just say just eat small meals, eat small snacks, and just kind of eat like a squirrel. And just kind of keep a steady drip of energy. But again, most people, they can't really, they don't really feel like eating a lot. I don't know, maybe you do or don't. The biggest thing that tends to happen is when the person gets better, and their appetite starts coming back and they just start eating everything. Rhea, the biggest struggle I have with tracking right now is guessing the food portions and calories of things where the calories aren't listed. Like dinner at my friend's house. Yeah, this is a tricky one. Sometimes, and it's a judgment call. There's not a single answer that's the right answer for everybody. Like, not at all. In this case, like we were saying, guessing the food portions and calories of things where the calories aren't listed. Well, so yesterday I took my stepson to Comic-Con in Little Rock. I'm going to open up my photos here because I took some photos of what I ate and the menu. Let me see if those have synced over yet. Ah, they did. Okay, let me pull this up. So I took him to Comic-Con, and this is, well, that's unusable. Let's reduce the size of this. Well, is it going to let me reduce the size of it? Ah, there we go. So this right here was the menu that I had. So it was, let's see, where do I put this? Yeah, we're just going to put it right here. There's no calories listed here. I mean, I have no idea what this was. And so I was looking at this, and it's lunchtime, and I'm like, well, what am I going to eat? So first thing I'm thinking when I look at this is I need protein. That's what I need. I need protein in my life. And so right away, that ruled out things like the soft pretzel. I wasn't going to have the soft pretzel. I wasn't going to have the nachos. I wasn't going to have the popcorn or the muffin as an example for the meal. And a hot dog, it's not going to have a ton of protein because it's not going to be particularly big. I mean, you see, it's $8, so the volume of food is going to be a lot lower, which I knew was going to be the case. Oh, hey, look, I can use a scroll wheel to make that bigger and smaller. Didn't know that. I just learned something. And so I decided to go with the burger. I went with the burger and some chips. And the reason why I went with the burger is because I was like, I looked at it. I was like, this is just your standard run-of-the-mill pre-frozen, pre-packaged hamburger patty. It's a slice of American cheese, and it's just a standard bun. Well, that's going to be really easy to track because it's one slice of American cheese. That's 80 calories. The hamburger patty, I knew it's going to be between 200 and 280 calories. And so I just looked it up, and it's a quarter pounder. And I looked at what the average quarter pounder ones were. And well, the bun was easy. I just looked up standard bun and picked the average. And the bag of chips, well, I just scanned the barcode. Called it good. And so back to your question here, Rhea, is just don't be afraid to estimate, right? Sometimes you just estimate. And what I'll do is I'll just look at the most frequently, I'll look at, let's say I'm going to somebody's house and they're having, let me think of an example, pulled pork. Let's say they're having pulled pork and they're going to have pulled pork sandwiches. Well, gosh, I mean, pulled pork could be a little all over the place. So what I'll do is I'll just look up pulled pork on MyFitnessPal and I'll look at the calories of a bunch of them and I just kind of shoot in the middle. So if I see all right, so 4 ounces is X calories, this calories, and this calories, I just pick the one in the middle. And I estimate. Now, some of this has helped that I can pretty much spot what about roughly 6 ounces of chicken looks like. I know about what 6 ounces of rice looks like. I know about what an ounce of most meats look like. I can just sort of spot that and tell. And a lot of carbs, I've just memorized them over time. I know chips on average, 14 chips is going to be between 140 and 180 calories, depending on who makes it and how it is. I just know that because I've just entered enough chips. I know a slice of cheese, generally speaking, if it is about 80-ish calories. And so you just learn these things as you go. It's really no different than spending your money. Just over time, you begin to learn how much things cost because you're looking all the time when you're buying them frequently. Let's see, Bree, very interesting to watch my skinny active boyfriend and how he eats. It's a great model. Yeah, you got to have great models in your life. You got to have great models in your life to look at. Let's see, Karen. I've lost 50 pounds and seem to be stuck there. I need to lose another 90. Well, congratulations on the 50 pounds. I tend to repeat the same breakfast and lunch daily. Should I be changing up what I eat or does it not matter? I mean, should I be changing up? The answer is yes. At some point you'll need to. Is now the right time? I don't know. There's not enough information here to make that determination. Now, you're saying you seem to be stuck. So you need to, it could be a plateau or a stall. And I go over this in the guild and other things. There's different strategies you can use to push past a stall. But usually it's just a fiddling of the basics. And some of it is, changing up what you eat. Getting your body used to eating different foods and different volumes. Is definitely helpful. Just the other day, I was talking to somebody who was stuck, and I suggested to them, I'm like, you don't need all your numbers look good. What I think you need to do is just change up what you're eating. Change up the foods, change up the protein amounts, change up the volumes. I think that's important to do that. Good question. Yeah, Candace, she says, I struggle to eat when I'm sick. Yeah, that's a lot of things, that people run into. Went to Eureka Springs this weekend. Oh, Eureka Springs, that part of Arkansas is beautiful, beautiful. Let's see here. And I think I mostly need more practice eyeballing portions. Last night's dinner was a pasta, and I'm not entirely sure how much pasta is a cup or a cup and a half. Oh, well, see, I don't know pasta because I rarely have it. I just don't have pasta very often. The problem with pasta is I have it some. It's just really calorie dense. I mean, it's just a simple carb, and I now this is a difference for me. Pasta is now considered a special occasion food. It's a treat food. I don't look at pasta as a all the time food. And in my head, I now have categorized foods as all the time, sometimes, and special occasion times. Pasta and pizza, as an example, used to be all the time foods. They're not now. I don't do pasta or pizza all the time because there's just too many carbs and not enough protein in them. Now, if I'm loading up the pasta with protein, I'll do that. But usually what I do is I made fettuccine Alfredo for my stepdaughter last month. She wanted that for her birthday. I make a good fettuccine Alfredo, and it is not calorie friendly. No, not at all. And but I was gonna have some. So what I did is I just went light on the pasta and heavy on the chicken in my bowl. The other thing, though, is when I'm losing weight, I'm not afraid to just not eat with people. If I think it's going to be too many calories, I just won't eat, and I'll just go eat my own thing. Because it's just a belief that you made up that you got to eat with people. Like, that's just total bullshit. It doesn't actually matter. There's no rule written anywhere. Now, in a person's social circle, there might be a rule, but, you can change that. What about fortified pastas or bean-based? Well, I do have, let me show you this here. Let me open up my browser. I'll show you all something I eat a lot of. I haven't been doing it a lot lately because I tend to cycle my foods. I go in and out. But this, I have been recommending this for years. Not veggie, pasta. Here we go. All right, let's share my screen. Do I have a screen share thing set up? Things to see screen share. There we go. So here we have a veggie pasta. This is the ones I eat a lot. Now, I don't like to eat, hold on. If I'm going to look that direction, I feel like I should be over here. And I feel like, I guess we can just leave that there. All right. So here, hold on. I'm going to adjust this because I am going to keep doing this probably. One moment, everybody. Let's do the squircle. There we go. I squircle. That's a fun word. Squircle. It's a square circle. A squircle. Border width. And we'll do it right about there. Corner radius. Oh, I can adjust that. We're going to go right about there. We'll make me a little smaller. All right, perfect. So here I do... Well, let me just click this one. I don't like this one. This one's not very good. I just personally don't think it tastes good. Really? Where is it? Visit the Bird's Eye store. Oh, that's kind of cool. Here we go. So I like to do... All right. Rotini marinara. Bird's Eye rotini marinara. Is that going to make it show up? What on earth? It's not here. Okay. Rotini marinara veggie pasta. There it is. Okay. And look, even here it is on Walmart when I find it through Google. That was weird. All right. This is one of my absolute favorites. Now, this one is, as somebody was asking for, do you do fortified pastas or something? Let's find the nutrition label here. So here you can see in the nutrition label. So per container, the whole container has 20 grams of protein, which is great, has 5 grams of fiber. It does have 5 sugars, but no added sugars. You're also getting, down here, you're getting 25% of your daily allotment for potassium, 35% of your intake for iron, which I like. You're getting, let's see here. Sodium is, honestly, the whole package is only 29%, which is fairly reasonable, and the fats are low. But the reason why I like this one is and then the entire package is only 330 calories. That's it for the whole package. And I'll take this and I'll throw in some other protein with it. So this is an example of pasta that I have all the time, right? But I rarely see this at people's houses, right? It's something like this. So back to the question that you had, Benjamin Lewis, about fortified pastas and bean-based. I don't have a problem with them. I think they're great. I don't have a problem with any food. Like, I don't have a problem with pasta in general. I just like to be mindful of the calories of the foods that I'm eating. Let's see. I buy a protein penne pasta and have spaghetti with ground turkey every week. This is a perfect example. It's just my husband and I, and we get 6 portions out of it for less than 600 calories each. I love it. I love it. Yeah, for me, when I'm thinking pasta, let's go back to the screen share. There we go. So the ones I'm thinking, like, for pasta, if we were to do something like, let's do, I don't know, we'll just do rotinis, right? Just regular old rotini noodles here. So like this style, I'm not going to eat this a ton because this is just it's just, there's not much in it. Let's look at the nutrition label here. Maybe. Maybe. There we go. So as you can see here, 42 grams of of carbs in 2 ounces. 2 ounces. That's not that much. Now, this one is nice because it does have 3 grams of fiber with both soluble and insoluble. I do like that. And it does have some protein. Again, it's not terrible. It's just you're getting a lot of carbs with it. And so you just don't end up eating a lot of it usually to hit a calorie target. Now, when you're maintaining weight, different story with pasta. So much easier. But when you're losing weight, just plain old pasta, you got to be careful. Let's see here. I have started to eat magic noodles or konjac pasta. I don't know that term. I want to look that up. Konjac. Let's see. Konjac pasta. I've not heard of this. Okay, here. I'll let y'all see the screen with me. Let's go on a journey together. Oh, I think I've seen these before. Yeah. If this is what I think it is, I have tried this. Yes, I have had this. This stuff is interesting. It is interesting. It's not bad. Well, that picture is selling a very clear message. This will make you skinny. Interesting. I've not seen this particular one with all the different versions, but I've had it. This would be fine. I mean, if you were trying to lose weight. Again, any food is fine when you're trying to lose weight. There's no food that's off limits. You just have to balance the calorie density versus will it keep you full. You're always having to do that. Laura, I get stomach aches from chickpea pasta or lentil pasta, so I don't really do pasta that often. That's a bummer. I make zucchini noodles in with protein noodles. Ooh, that's a good idea. I like that. Good morning. Happy I'm able to join live while walking on the treadmill. Well, great job walking on the treadmill. You do the zoodles as well. Yeah, zoodles they're not bad. What do I think about liquid? I'm not sure what that is. Let's take a look at it. Liquid IV. Now, you all may be noticing I'm using Walmart's page. I like Walmart when looking up things because they have a fairly expansive collection here. And what I like about most things is when I click on it, they usually, like almost like I'm pretty reliably can count on it, they will have the nutrition label posted in a way I can clearly read it. Like, I love Walmart's site for this. It's very helpful. Okay, wow. No, that's a sugar drink. This is just a sugar bomb. I mean, it's fine if you want to do it, but you're talking 50 calories for one stick. It's not the end of the world. But looking at this, I mean, this is like an electrolyte style drink. Oh, is that what this is? Oh, this is an electrolyte drink. This is like a sports drink. It's fine. I mean, if you can make the calories fit, go for it. I just personally like to keep my liquid calories to a minimum, right? Oh, you got the sugar-free lemon lime. Oh, let's look that up because this one was definitely not sugar-free. Lemon Let's go back to the screen share. Let's look it up. Let's see. So you got sugar-free. Let's see. What happens if I widen that? Does that make that look a little better for y'all? Oh, here we go. Yeah, that's better. Let's go full screen. Oh, here we go. The sugar-free. Let's look at that one. I'm glad I double-checked that to look. Let's look at the nutrition label. Maybe. You going to show me the nutrition label, Walmart? I was just bragging on you. Here we go. Oh, okay. So this one, they took out all the sugars. Okay. In that case, this one, I would not at all try to talk someone out of doing. I'm curious where the 20 calories are coming from. But it's really not that much. It's high in sodium, but it's not high in sodium. This is an electrolyte drink, and sodium is considered an electrolyte. Same like the potassium, as an example, is part of this. So there's nothing wrong with this. It's just, it's just got sodium in it. You got to decide if that's too much or not enough. It really depends on how much you're getting in a day. There's not really a set number universally. Let's see. What else do we got here in the comments? The sugar-free one. Oh, yeah. So you spotted. Yeah, you spotted that I was doing that one. Candace, I buy sugar-free products whenever I can. Yeah, I started doing that too. I mean, I used to think when I was bigger that like getting the slightly reduced fat of something was pointless. But sure, doing it once is pointless. But when you do it several times, it really adds up to reducing the amount of calories in your life that you're going to get. All right, let's drift back to the topic a little bit now. So the topic I was talking about today is why do some struggle to count calories? And as I said, I'm tracking my calories right now myself. So I've got 3 things that I want to talk about that people do. So we'll talk about the first one, then we'll come back to the comments, and then we'll move on to the second, and so on and so forth. So the first reason why many people struggle with counting calories is they spend a lot of mental energy thinking about stuff that doesn't matter. That just doesn't matter. Like, when a person is just getting started with calories, they sometimes are like, well, what about the right time of day to eat? What's the right time of day? It's like, that doesn't matter right now. You don't need to worry about that. Or what's the optimal source of protein? That doesn't matter right now. Just get good at counting them. Oh, it wasn't exactly right. I couldn't weigh it, so I'm not going to do that. Or they'll start thinking thoughts that aren't helpful. Like, will this help me lose weight? When you're tracking calories, that's not a help. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. The other thing that doesn't matter is worrying about what you ate 5 days ago. That doesn't matter. Worrying about what you ate yesterday doesn't matter. And I understand there's a case to be made like, well, Chris, don't I need to look at everything I ate to balance the calories? Sure, but we're talking about tracking your calories specifically. The topic is, why does some struggle to count calories? Well, counting your calories today has absolutely nothing to do with what you did an hour ago. Counting your calories right now has nothing to do with what's going to happen 6 hours from now. And so sometimes what a person will do is they won't count calories in a moment because they're all worried about what's going to happen later, and they're spending all their time thinking about that. That doesn't matter. You track your calories in the moment. That's when you track them. And if you don't, here, I'm going to do it with you right now. I completely forgot to track my breakfast this morning. So tell you what. Oh, you know what? Why don't you do it with me? Let me log into MyFitnessPal. And you can enter my calories with me. You can see, like, look, it's not a big deal. You forget your calories. Okay, no big deal. You just do it later. 1 second. I'm not going to log in when you can see my screen. I'm not going to do that. There we go. All right, now we're in. Let's hop here into MyFitnessPal. Screen share here. All right, so we'll go to I don't do this from the browser a lot, so you're going to have to bear with me. I'm not. Food. There it is. That's what I thought. Breakfast. Add food. Real simple. Because I can remember, because I just ate it. 2 large eggs. Search. Generic eggs. 2 large. There we go. Add to food diary. I don't care which eggs these are. They're just eggs. Add food. All right. I had English muffin, and it was the Dave's Killer Bread. We'll just do Dave's Killer. Here we go. Dave's Killer Bread. 1 muffin. Click. How much? 1 muffin. Add to food diary. Done. That's it. You just watch me track calories. Done. No biggie. No biggie at all. I had 280 calories for breakfast and 18 grams of protein came with that. Cool. Now I'm moving on. I don't need to now I don't need to think about this anymore. I don't need to think about what I ate this morning. I'm just going to move on. When I eat something later, I will worry about tracking that thing. Now, if I want to balance my calories, sure, I might need to pull up my MyFitnessPal and look how much I have, or I might need to set a budget for myself, right? Let's look here at the comments to see. I found that if you rinse we're talking about something else. Barb, please help me understand why drinking water is important. I've lost 65 pounds without drinking 8 glasses a day. I don't like the taste of it. How essential is it? Well, if you don't drink water, you're going to die. So it's like literally a life-giving liquid. 8 glasses a day is arbitrary. I don't care. Just drink enough. It's real simple. Make sure your urine is a pale straw color. That's it. If you want to not overthink this and you want to keep it simple, just look at that. And if it's bright yellow, drink more water. If it's clear, drink less water. That's it. I don't like the taste of water. Okay, get better water. Like, yeah, some water tastes like ass. Like I get filtered water. I have a Brita filter in my fridge. I've been doing it now since I started losing weight. Why? Because I discovered I actually don't mind water out of a Brita when it comes out of the sink. I don't like it when it comes out of the fridge. The Brita filter tastes good, so I get it. And I like it cold, so I have an insulated water bottle and I keep it there so I can have it cold. Like, just, I don't know, drink water. It's not going to kill you. It's fine. I know, like, look, I was a person that said I don't like water, and there's a lot of waters I don't like. I think they taste like butt, but it's like, so I don't drink those ones. I go drink the ones I do like. So go find the ones you like. And if you need to, add a little flavoring to it or something, but I promise you'll be fine if you just drink some water. It's just think of it like medicine. That's how I think of it. I mean, it's really not that hard. Because at a certain point, if you just walk around all day going like, I don't like water. I think water's terrible. I don't like water. Water tastes bad. You're literally talking yourself into not drinking water. You're literally talking yourself out of doing it. Being in the medical field, I can tell you water is vital for your body and its hydration. Well, yeah, there you go. Try adding fresh fruit of any kind to help with the flavor. And again, I don't have a problem with adding fresh fruit. Or adding anything to the water to make it taste better. I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with a person like, I'm only going to drink water if it has something added to it. You're a grown up. You need to get past that, right? Like, this isn't like someone's making you eat steamed broccoli, right? Like, you just got to drink it. But there's a lot of health benefits that come in from drinking water. I'm not going to get into them necessarily because that's not what this channel's about. But also, it doesn't, like, you already know you need to drink the water. The 8 glasses a day thing, I'll give you that. That's totally arbitrary and doesn't matter. Are you properly hydrated and are you staying hydrated? The one thing I will say, though, go talk to a mental health professional and they will tell you that hydration is a critical part of good mental health. Crazy. But staying properly hydrated makes your brain work better. And if your brain works better, you're going to think better. And if you think better, you're going to have better emotional regulation. So I got to have my water with ice. I'm the same way, Amanda. Like, I got to have it cold. I got to have it with ice. With you. I like my water cold. Well, it doesn't have to be with ice, but I like to have it cold. That's why the Brita filter lives in the fridge. So it's always cold. Another reason why people struggle with tracking calories, probably the biggest one, is there's too much pressure on being perfect. Just way too much pressure on being perfect. A lot of people put a lot of pressure on themselves to track to the exact calorie, to weigh to the exact calorie. But it's not necessary. It's just not necessary to be perfect with tracking calories. You just need to be close enough. It's like horseshoes and hand grenades. Close enough will still get you there. And you'll still get some points. And it's like, was the rice 6 ounces or 6.2? I don't care. Just put one in. Do I weigh the meat pre-cooked or post-cooked? I don't care. Just pick one. And just be consistent, right? It doesn't really matter. Because nutrition labels are allowed to be up to 20% off. There's a 20% of variance allowed by the FDA. And this isn't some ploy or some trick. There needs to be a tolerance in a variance. And 20% is reasonable. 20% off. A lot of you will do things like, oh, I'm counting my potatoes. Well, if you weighed them, you would see you should probably have less potatoes than it says if you're going to have the calories you think you're going to have. A lot of people will count things like chips. Well, but what's a full-size chip and what's a partial chip? Which one got more oil or less oil? Like, it just doesn't matter. Or fries. Oh, I'm going to count my fries out. I had 7 fries. Well, what length do the fries need to be to count as a full fry? Is it 4 inches, 3 inches, 2 inches? What? Like, it just doesn't matter. It's all about getting close enough. And that's why, back to the comment that Rhea had said earlier, struggle what to do with eating out. That's why I just tell myself, like, just estimate. Just estimate. I had 1 chicken thigh. Was the chicken thigh 3 ounces or 4 ounces? I don't know. So I'm just going to say 1 chicken thigh. Like, let's look at it this way. Let's go back to the screen share here. So like here, let's just do the data. Let's go to the database here. Let's see. Can we zoom in some? Zoom in. View. Zoom in. That way you can see a little easier. Let's just do chicken thigh. Let's say I was going out to eat and I didn't have a scale with me. So I would just do, here we go, 1 chicken thigh. And let's say I saw that they grilled it. So I would say grilled. Chicken thigh, cooked with skin. Chicken, rotisserie thigh. Chicken, cooked skinless. Perfect. 1 thigh, 135 calories. If I didn't have the exact measurement, I would just select this and call it good. Oh, no, Chris, but what if it was 3.5 ounces instead of 3? I don't know. This is really not worth chasing that level of precision to me. I'm quite happy and quite content with close enough, and it's worked great. Brianna, I don't want to see my wine calories. Ignorance is bliss, but that's tripping me up and pushing my goals. All right, I'll help you. Here we go. Let's look up, I'm going to let you tell me in the chat what kind of wine you like to do, but let's look up a glass of Merlot wine. And a lot of people will do a 6 ounce. Let's do a, let's be real. Most people aren't doing a 5 ounce pour. Here we go. Barefoot. That's a common wine. A lot of people drink that one. And we're going to change it to servings. 1 fluid. Really? I don't want that one. Give it to me in single ounces. What I'm doing is I'm looking here to see if one of these will give me there we go, 1 ounce. So let's say I'm doing a 7 ounce pour. There we go. 7 ounce pour of wine is 172 calories. Wow, 261 milligrams of potassium. That's not bad. And that's it, right? No big deal. But let's say I'm doing a 9 ounce. All right. It's 221 calories. Well, let's say I did 3 7-ounce pours. Well, that's 14. So there's 344 calories. And that's Merlot. Well, let's say you'd like to do a dessert wine. So let's do Moscato wine. Moscato. 1 serving. A 5-ounce serving of that is 123. Let's see. Do they have 1 ounce? Yep. 1 fluid ounce. So let's say you're doing a 7-ounce pour. 172 calories. Right there. Oh, this shows the carbs. Did you know, interesting fun fact about wine, about alcohol. Because it's regulated by the ATF and not the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, they don't have to put nutrition labels, which is why liquor doesn't have nutrition labels on it, which is super annoying. Super annoying. Oh, here we go. Franzia Crisp wine. All right, tell me, how much do you have? How much do you have? Let's see. Franzia Crisp wine. Let's see if that shows up here in the database. Let me bring my screen back. Screen share. Oh, look at that. It shows up here. So this one, let's do, all right. So 5 ounces of this is 120 calories. So let's say you did, let's say you did 2 glasses. That'd be 240 calories. There you go. Got to find the protein in it. I don't think there's any much protein in wine. But, yeah, there you go. There's your calories for it. But again, y'all, you see, you can just enter this after the fact. And you might be like, well, Chris, I don't know if I took 4 ounces, 5 ounces, 6 or 7. Then I'm like, okay, then just guess. Get close enough. At least you have something written in your database that you can look at and see where you're at. It's amazing how just tracking your calories will totally change the decisions you make, and it'll totally help you out. But putting pressure on yourself to be perfect will make it tremendously difficult to count your calories because there's too many opportunities to not be perfect. There's too many opportunities where you really can't be perfect. And so it's like, well, fine, if I can't be perfect in writing it down, I'm going to be perfect in writing nothing down. No, that's just because you're afraid of being a failure. But I got to be honest, a lot of times when I find people that are I'm going to call some people out. I need to be perfect. I think a lot of times what it is it's ignorance is bliss. If I don't know the calories of it, I don't have to tell myself no. Because a lot of us know that if we know the calories of something, we won't eat it. And the toddler doesn't want that. The toddler inside doesn't want to be told no. So we just won't look. We'll do the same thing with buying something. How many of you will not look too closely at how much you're going to buy on something? Because if you think about it too much, you won't let yourself buy it. And you want it. So I'm just not going to think about it too much. I'm just going to buy it. There's so many things in life we won't let ourselves look at it too closely because we know if we do, we'll change our decisions on what we're going to do. And you can't be perfect. So don't even try. Just shoot for 80%. Shooting for 80% will make calorie tracking so much easier. And if you mess up a day, okay, who cares? Move on. I messed up yesterday evening. Not a big deal. Now this is a big part of this. The problem with this is the snacks that the wine allows me to eat. So there's two problems here with wine. First, wine is an alcohol. Alcohol cuts in line. Your body, it jumps to the front of the line. Your body's going to start processing it. And so if you've gotten your calorie needs from the wine, all the extra stuff's going to get turned into glycogen or fat. But the bigger problem that happens with alcohol is alcohol tends to lower people's inhibitions. And when it lowers someone's inhibitions, the person is likely to eat more. And if the person eats more, they're taking in more calories. So it has sort of a ripple effect that comes from that. All right, now we have the third reason why people struggle with counting calories, and that is they focus on too many things too soon. I'm at a place in my journey where I am paying attention to micronutrients. I pay attention to my fats and my carbs because I'm at that place. I was not at that place before. When I first got started, that was just too much for me to pay attention to. Just too much for me to pay attention to. But now over time, I found myself at a place where I could pay attention to it. Now, I just thought of something here, a way I can explain this. Let me see if I have a photo here. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. I thought I had let me look here. Forest. Okay. Trees. Well, Craighead. I want to show a landscape photo I took so we can talk about it. Is this going to be... Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. Here we go. We'll do this one. This is a photo I took. Let's bring this full screen. What makes this a good photo when you look at this? So the first thing is I have the rule of thirds being followed. You'll notice this tree line ends right here. See where my finger is? If we were to draw a line straight through that, that would be the thirds. The other thing I'm looking for is you can see right here, this tree line, how it slopes down, brings your eye down towards that lower third. I also have down here, you see this shoreline, how it sweeps across over to the third? So it pulls your eye over there. And you see what else? If we do this right here. You see those two little people right there? The lines are drawing your eye to that place. I paid attention to that only very subtly when I was taking this photo. Why? Because I've taken a lot of photos over my life. Now, there's a lot more like this. That's actually not the best example, but let's bring up another picture here. A picture of a simple leaf. So let's take this. What makes this a good picture? Well, you'll notice the little sapling there. It's on the right third. If you were to draw a grid across this thing, you would see that it's intersecting with the right third and the upper third. It's in the top right third. You'll also notice I have foreground, midground, and background. You'll also notice I have a balance of the colors. You'll notice there's some orange and some blues and some greens. They all work well, and I've tweaked those a little bit. The reason why I'm pointing that out is this is all things I pay attention to. There's other things here I'm not mentioning, like there's the focus, there's the contrast ratio, there's the exposure with the brights and the darks. Like there's several things I paid attention to, but when I photo I took, and I wouldn't even understand why it was a good photo. I would take good photos, but it was honestly more due to luck than anything else. Because I just didn't know what to pay attention to. And then when I started learning about the rules of composition, I would look through the viewfinder. I'm like, how do you pay attention to all these things? There's so many things in here to pay attention to. And I started realizing that it's just going to take practice. And that's what it ultimately was. The more photos I took, the easier it got to pay attention to all these little details, because some of them became instinctual, like the rule of thirds. That became just an instinctual thing. The same thing will happen with calorie tracking. So when a person first gets started, what I always tell them is just worry about the calories. That's it. Don't worry about protein. Don't worry about carbs. Don't worry about fats. Just start looking at calories. And then when a person gets a little bit better at that, I say, let's start looking at protein. Okay, now let's start looking at fiber. And we usually stop there for a good while. Eventually, we'll get to like, hey, let's start looking at sugars. Let's start looking at carbs. Let's start looking at fats, right? We start stair-stepping our way through the nutrition label. But you don't need to pay attention to the whole thing at once, right? You need to know what's in your food. You need to pay attention to the entire damn nutrition label, but not right away. If you're not used to looking at anything, just looking at the calories is going to be a big deal. It's going to be a big deal looking at that. But that's an example of focusing on too many things. A person will start tracking calories and they're like trying to optimize their macro distribution. I'm like, that's really hard. That's not easy to do. The other thing people will pay attention, do is they'll start pay attention to like what's the optimal time to eat, which again, this is what I was saying earlier about thinking about stuff that doesn't matter. But they're now trying to find that out, and they're like trying to optimize the exact moment that they need to eat. You don't need to focus on that in the beginning. Is there a difference? Sure, but you don't need to pay attention to that for a while. The other thing that people will focus on too many things is, again, they'll focus on like the healthiness of the food. When you're first getting started, you don't need to worry about that. You really don't need to worry about the healthiness of food when you're first getting started. You can layer that in as you go, because simply reducing the caloric intake is going to improve the healthiness of your food by extension. You'll just do it accidentally. The other thing people will do is they start focusing too much on the exercise. They start focusing on the movement, not like you need to be paying attention to it and you need to do it. But they're like, I've got to track every little teeny tiny little thing. And they spend all this time like trying to micromanage every little thing. And you're just focusing on way too much. Do I pay attention to my exercises and things? Yes. But I don't pay attention to it as much I didn't pay attention to it as much in the beginning as I do now. Because it's a lot easier. In the beginning, all you really need to pay attention to is eat when you're hungry and document what you eat to give yourself a sense of caloric awareness. Once you have caloric awareness, you don't even necessarily have to track anymore. You can just listen to your hunger and make yourself be hungry, and that will help you lose weight. But ultimately, the biggest thing that stops people from tracking calories correctly is what's going on in your head. You'll hear that little voice be like, oh, I don't really want to track that. That was too many calories. And you're like, no, hush, voice, we're going to track it. You're going to hear your voice protest. My inner voice still protests when I want to track calories. Still, which is shocking, but that totally happens. So your head fighting back against the desire to track calories if you have decided you're going to do it. Your head is going to fight back. And you just need to be prepared with a response. My biggest thing, though, that helps me is I just tell myself, just do it anyway. So what I've done is I have the 15 Pro Max. I have this button right here. So if I click it, it just automatically opens MyFitnessPal, which the exposure of this is too bright, so you can't see it. Let's see, does that let you see it? There we go. Yeah, let me turn the brightness down a little. No, stop turning the brightness up. So yeah, just push that button and it opens up MyFitnessPal. Is it boosting the brightness again? It is boosting the brightness again. Don't stop auto-fixing it. But anyway, yeah. So, all right, just a reminder, later today, the camera turned off automatically. Over here, I will be doing my webinar tonight. If you have not registered for that, you can go to awakenyourcapability.com. And we will be talking tonight about fault versus responsibility and falling in love with yourself. That's going to be the 2 topics for tonight, and I'm really looking forward to diving into that. I have a great homework for you tonight that I'm looking forward to having all of you do and building up towards it this evening's webinar. Hope to see you there. It's not too late to register, and there will be replays made available if you are registered. If you're not registered, you will not get the link for the replay. And if you're in the guild, well, we'll add it to your guild library at some point, and you'll have it forever. And you can always go back and rewatch it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here. It's been great being here with everybody. I always enjoyed the live stream here. Be sure, if you want to be notified anytime I come live, you want more videos like this, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified every time I go live. You can also join my free Facebook group. So I think most of you are in it, but I'm just going to show it to you right now real quick since we're here and set up for it. But this Facebook group, and as you can see, we have all sorts of great comments. We have great insights from other people here. Like, here's a question. I tend to be an all or nothing kind of gal. I've been trying for months to adopt all 10 habits at once. Get nowhere. Listened to the podcast last week and it suggested to change one thing at a time. And I choose to focus on counting calories and have just completed 7 straight days and feeling hopeful. It's a great place to come in and get some encouragement. I love that. Here in person, we even allow anonymous questions to be asked sometimes. We do look at it. Some of y'all are asking stuff that you do not need to ask anonymously. But we like providing this thing. You'll notice here, you know what you're not seeing? The hacks, the recipes, what keto diet do I need to do? Oh, this, that. You're just notice you just don't really see a lot of that stuff in here because we're not focused on that. We're focused on making permanent lifestyle changes to ourselves. My name is Chris Terrell. I'm a weight loss coach, and I want to help you lose a whole bunch of weight and keep it off for good. You can come back here every week for that. And I'll see you next week here on a live stream, or hopefully I'll see you tonight in the webinar. Talk to you later. Bye.